Hey guys, it's Babypowder, and we're back with another one of our clean out videos for our 200 run series part 2. And this time it's going to be for week 14, where we ended up doing Sunken Temple and Diamond North. Unfortunately, we didn't finish all of our runs of Diamond North, but we got a good amount done. We did 140 runs, so still had plenty of what we were really after, which were like the patterns and stuff from the caches. We had plenty of those to actually fill up on the auction house, so we'll be looking to see if we sold any of that this week, or anything from Sunken Temple. Like, we got stealth blades for both realms, so really excited to see if we actually got some of those sold or not. But if not, we could possibly sell them on another week. We are currently working on Shadowfang Keep and Lower Blackrock Spire. I did actually already finish Diamond North, so we'll also have that coming up in the next loot video and being put on the auction house for this coming up week. But anyway, guys, quick review as far as how well we did for 13 weeks. We ended up making 415,000 last week, which brought us up over 4 million, just barely over 4 million. But that's a lot better than what we were doing already actually on week 14. After week 14, we're only at 2,783,000. So no matter what we make today, we'll still be ahead of what we did the first time around. But of course, we want to build on that. We want to at least make 200,000 if we can this week, as we always aim for that. Last time for series 1, we actually made 330,000 for week 14, so we'll also see if we can actually make more than that. As far as how well we're doing with breaking our goal, now that we're over 4 million, that means we have a little over 5, well, not a little, a lot over 5 million, but we have a little below 6 million gold left to make 10 million, which is our goal. As far as our areas, like the transmog materials, transmog, we've made 3,600,000 now, which is mainly what we go after, so it's going to be bigger. And our materials have helped us out a little bit with 415,000 of that gold we've made now. With this series, we are doing it between 2 different realms, Proudmoore and Thrall, just like we did the first time. And we actually have Proudmoore making us the most amount of that gold so far. But, you know, Thrall is helping out. We have 2,116,000 made with Proudmoore so far, and 1,899,000 made with Thrall. Hopefully, Thrall can get up over 2 million as well, or maybe even past Proudmoore this week. We'll have to see. As far as our items that we moved from Proudmoore and Thrall to some other realms, and that we're still selling and tracking here, we actually did make 185,000 gold with those old items this week. We still were not adding anything new to those realms. It's just the leftovers from the series 1. So again, that's where it kind of becomes passive gold. Like I've mentioned many times before, is, you know, that those items are still making us plenty of gold, even though now it's been, you know, 14 weeks since we've, you know, farmed. And actually we'd stopped even way before we started this series. So it's probably been, what, close to like 20 weeks. We haven't added anything new, and we're still making good amounts of gold off those items. But for the, you know, 14 weeks so far, we've made over 4 million with those old items as well. But anyway, guys, that is enough for the review. But before we get to our bait tunes, see just how much gold we made. If you are enjoying these videos, go ahead and smash the big thumbs up. Lets me know that you like it, and also helps out the channel. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. All right, guys, as always, we will first jump over to Proudmoore and see how well they did with checking low value transmog. Then we'll check the high value. Then we'll check the materials, and also there's like some pets and things on there too. But then we'll jump over and do it with Thrall as well. All right, guys, so here on our first low value bait tune for Proudmoore, let's take a look. And we got some sales, 34 sales, 55,131 gold. So really good starting out. Always like to see it over 1,000 gold per sale there. So looks really good. And, you know, getting over 55,000, we hope for at least around 30,000. So 55 is even above that. So that's really good. Let's see if we got any standouts here. So Ring of Precision. Actually, I'm surprised to sell this for only 1,000 gold, because I thought I had those all set at like 1,000 gold, but really nice. Sold for, you know, 9,500, which means before the auction house cut, it was 10,000 gold. So really good on a ring, nonetheless. Night Sky Cowl sold for 3,500. Plans for the Iron Shield Spike, which actually, yeah, we did get that from doing you know, Sunken Temple, 3,200. We got the Village Skaith here, 9,200. Sounds like Wrath item. I'm almost certain. I could be wrong on that. Let's see. Gold Rock Gauntlets. That's going to be WAD 1000. We have Tyrant's chest piece. So that will have came from Dire Maul. That's almost 7,000 gold there. Tyrant's Greaves, also Dire Maul, 3,000. And then we have the Silver Thread armor here. Actually, I have 3 of them sold in a row here at a little over 1,400. Really nice there. That could have came from multiple different places. You know, Nomergon, you know, Scarlet Monastery. A lot of those kind of places usually drop that. Blood Mars Sabatons, also WAD. I'm thinking the Blood Mars is actually from Skyreach. That's going to be 1,200 for that. And that's pretty much all the standouts. Really impressed with this ring, the Ring of Precision. Making us 10,000 gold. Well, sold for 10,000, made us 9,500. All right, guys. So now on to high value transmog, and hopefully we got some exciting sales here. And we've got 14 sales, 352,000 gold. Well, that's already over the 200,000 we aimed for. So, yeah, we made it. So that's really good, but we still do have some more bank calls to check. Let's see what we got sold here. So schematic for the hyper magnified moon specs, sold for 43,000, almost 44. That comes from Sunwell. So this schematic for just Springer 3,000 specs, 51, almost 52,000. Sold the schematic for the quad death blow goggles here for 28,000. Also Sunwell. So Sunwell patterns sell really well. And also, as you know, I did 1,000 runs of Sunwell that went on my old realms. Still selling a lot of those. I actually just posted a screenshot in the Discord from one of the other realms where they would have gotten stuff from 1,000 runs, where I actually had some really nice sales this week as well on these items. Black velvet robe sold for 20,000. Also sold a lofty breastplate for 28,000. I do believe both of those actually came from Dire Maul as well. Could be wrong on the black velvet robes though. The bloodweight gauntlet sold for 4,500. Palisade crossbows actually came from Old Kingdom, sold for 23,750. So that's actually probably right below 25,000. Guys, I had it in that inflated group. That was that one that was way overinflated. So still sold it really nice there. Get rid of that. Saltstone surcoat here sold for 22,000, which is only valued at like 35,000 now. So it's really not bad. It's more than half the value. Saltstone girdle, 28,000 for the belt there. Also sold the Saltstone wrist here for 17,000. Also, I was getting those from Dire Maul as well. Bronze gun. I'm not sure where I got the bronze gun from, but that sold for almost 13,000. Horde crossbow, another of the overinflated crossbows that came from Old Kingdom, sold for right at 50,000, I believe. Yeah, right at 50,000. That's as high as I'll post in that inflated group. So really nice sell there. Also have the Dragon Rider's harness, sold for 17, almost 18,000. That's actually from doing islands. And then kind of low here on the Supercharger Battle Axe with only about 4,600, and that came from Nomergon. But still, we've been sitting on those for a while. We actually got some more, so I'm in a way kind of okay with it. Wish I could have at least got like 20,000 for it. All right, last bank alt for Proudmoore is going to be the materials bank alt. Before we switch to Thrall, let's take a look. And we have 35 sales, 18,964 gold. Not bad seeing that. I mean, we did get a decent amount of materials from Dire Maul, but we didn't finish it as well. But it's not like Dire Maul East. We don't get nearly as much as we get from doing that one, as you pretty much just getting the materials from the caches, and didn't really get too many materials from Sunken Temple, but we should have some here. Let's take a look. We did actually sell one of the pets, decent value on that one too, almost 3,800 for Lord Woofington, from back when we were doing islands. Sold 132 pieces of rugged leather for 1,200. We also sold, let's see, some rune cloth. That's what we got from Sunken Temple. Fortunately, I did still have it set to vendor on, I think, the other bank tune, or maybe it was this one, but we lost some of our rune cloth from there this week. That shouldn't happen anymore. I should have it unmarked on all of them now. But anyway, 1,372 pieces for 4,400 gold. We also sold, looks like some Wild Vine, 13 pieces that came from our Dire Maul caches, 3,600. And then we also had some heavy Scorpion scales, 34 of those sold for 3,400. And that's about it. All right, guys, so back to low value transmog, but this time we're on Thrall now. Let's see how they compare to our Proudmoore sales, which are really good this week. Let's see. And we've got 24 sales, 28,765, which is still good. It's over that 1,000 gold per average sell, but still it's less than what Proudmoore's already made us the most so far. So hoping to start making some more on Thrall here soon. But anyway, that's kind of how it goes. That's why we do 2 different realms, because sometimes one realm's doing better than the other. But still, not bad. We're close to 30,000. We'll still take it. Let's see what we got here. Jade shoulders sold for 2,000. We also sold some gauntlets here, kind of low, but Jade greaves. So we got all those from doing Dire Maul North as well. 6,800 for those. So boots sold pretty well compared to all the other Jade pieces. Time Worn Shadowtooth face guard sold for 2,850. So that's actually from way back at the very beginning when we did Isle of Thunder. Really nice to still see some of that stuff selling. Giant's leg bone sold for 2,800. Then we also have a Still Spark staff, which Still Spark I think is Kata, I think. So from when we did BRC, 1,500. And then we also sold the Zangara cloak here for 1,500, and then a Bloodforged shield for 2,500. And that's pretty much all of the standouts here. Also, I mean, we got a bunch of other low stuff that sold that adds up. All right, guys, now to Thrall's high value bank toon, and man, if they can have anything like Proudmoore did, we're going to be golden here. But let's go ahead and take a look, see how they did. We've got 12 cells, 93,946, so nowhere near 300,000 like Proudmoore had, but hey, it's still good. They're close to 100,000. Would hope for a little bit more since it's 12 cells, but let's go ahead and take a look, see what we got here. So Saltstone chest sold for 5,000. So sold 2 of them too. So unfortunately, it looks like they're selling for less over here, but different realms, are different. So some things sell higher over here, it seems like, and some things sell, for lower over here, unfortunately. Blood Tusk shoulder pad sold for 6,700. Lucky Strike Axe, that's from BC, 8,500. Also sold a recipe for Elixir of Dream Vision, sold for 4,200. I'm not certain where that came from. Sold the pattern for Swift Flight Bracers for 3,600. It is one of those blue patterns from Dire Maul North from the caches, so we are at least selling some of the blue ones, which we got a ton of. So honestly, don't care that it's kind of low on that one. Spirit Bow Strider sold for 12,000 here. Also sold a pattern for the Shadow Hood for 13, almost 14,000, which actually is quite good compared to usually I only see about 9,000 for those. So I'll definitely take that. Another valued at like 99,000, but that's just ridiculous. These things you'll sit on forever. Also sold 3 things of Prospector's boots. Actually, this probably should have been low value, and I think that's why I sold 3 back to back like this. I don't know how they got on this toon, but still nice. We sold 3 pairs here, right at 4,600. So that's why we have so many sales in such a low number too, is things like this. But yeah, that's actually low value. I think maybe they were just barely above 20,000. That's how they maybe got put on this bank toon here. But anyway, Forgotten Peacekeeper's shoulders, also an Islands item, so from way back at the start of the series, 20,000. All right, guys, so our very last bank alt, some materials for Thrall before we wrap things up. Let's take a look, and we have 35 cells, 10,914 gold, so not quite as good as Proudmoore, but again, also I think they're going to have a little bit of a shortage on the rune cloth, but also maybe not, they didn't sell pets like the Proudmoore did. But anyway, let's see here. Yeah, rune cloth 632 pieces versus they had like 1,300 something, 1,800 gold. Let's see some other little minor materials here. We have some wild vine, 12 pieces sold for 3,300, and then we also have some heavy scorpion scales, 22 of them sold for 2,200, and that's about it. But yeah, still nice, giving us a little bit of extra gold for our clean out here. All right, guys, so back to our sheet here for week 14. It's done. We ended up making 530,700 or 273 gold with our transmog, which already that's above what we made last week in total. Also made 29,878 gold with materials, which brings us to a grand total for the week at 560,151 gold. So really nice week. honestly, the past 3 weeks have been really, really good. But yes, 560,000, we're way above the 415 we made last week, and means we're way above what we made for week 14 the first time around when they only had 330,000. So let's go ahead and put that over here. And that also now brings us to 4,577,060 gold that we've made for 14 weeks. Really good, leaving us with only 5,422,000 left to make to reach our goal. We're almost halfway there. If we have another clean out like this one, we'll already be over halfway there, and we're doing really, really good. Seeing that, next week is, week 15, which will put us at, less than halfway through the time that it took us to reach it the first time around. But anyway, yep, 4,577,000. We are smoking the first series, but again, the first series was kind of slower anyway, as we only added one farm to ourselves each and every week. But anyway, guys, as far as our transmo, now we have made 4,131,000 with that. In 14 weeks, we have also made 444,000 gold with our materials. As far as how our realms are doing, Proudmoore actually made us the most this week, like they have the past few weeks now, taking on so much of a bigger lead here. But again, we're just going towards reaching 10 million, but it's kind of nice to see how they're performing. But hopefully Thrall will start performing better as well here soon. Anyway, Proudmoore did make 426,000 of that gold for us this week, and Thrall made us 133,000, bringing us to 2,543,000 we've made so far with Proudmoore. And at least now Thrall is over 2 million gold. They made us 2,033,000 so far. So doing really well. Hope to just keep it going, keep us getting closer and closer. Still hoping that one of our weeks will actually be over 1 million gold. Again, this past week we added items from Sunken Temple and Diremont North. This week coming up, we'll be adding things from Shadowfang Keep and LBRS, as well as the rest of the stuff that we had left over for 60 runs more of Diremont North. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for our runs or our clean out this week, week 14. If you did enjoy it, go ahead and smash the big thumbs up. Lets me know that you like it. Also helps out the channel. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss the next one, or so you don't miss the loot videos that will actually be coming out Wednesday, so you can see what we got with Shadowfang Keep and LBRS and the rest of Diremont. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to see you all in the next video and live sometime on Twitch. Take care, guys.